I'm going crazy over here.
Are you ready? The football's good. Alright, shit. Well, here we go. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta start the record real quick, and then we'll go. Technical difficulties as usual, but we're figuring it out. One second. Once I get this, then we're gonna go. You ready? Alright, here we are. Downside Theory, podcast episode 5. I'm EJ. I'm here with my co-host John.
What up?
We're in a view here. You good? Alright, cool. We're back. It's another day. Want to give a little shout out to some of our sponsors. We got Pay Me in Gold Clothing. Got some hats on the way. As well as we got Coast Clothing, which is our man John here. Always product on the way. Don't worry. I want to give a little shout out today to who we got. We got Philip the Fresh Prince Rowe. It's my man Philip Rowe. We all probably know Phil.
What up, Phil?
He's a local MMA fighter, pro MMA fighter. My man's got his pro card. Just wanted to give him a little shout out. He's just out there doing his thing, doing his work. Seen him a few times around town this week. Just wanted to give that shout out. So here we are, we're back. John, how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling up and down. A lot of crazy stuff going on.
As usual.
We're gonna get into that later, but I'm healthy.
You feeling good?
Got back in the gym, started working out.
Okay. All right.
How you feeling?
I'm good. Just a little water here to quench my thirst real quick. No, I'm good, I've been feeling great, exercising as usual, working hard, I work outside all the time, so, as well as you do, but, I'm always exerting a lot of energy, sweating out a lot of vitamins and minerals, but, today we was out surfing for a couple hours, got some great exercise in with Ronnie Ryan, shout out to Ronnie, he's doing great out there, but, yeah, I'm feeling good, man, but there's a lot of crazy things going out in the world right now, of course. There's always something going on, man. And it's so convenient, isn't it? Do you feel like it's convenient? I think it's kind of convenient.
What up, Mark? What up, bro? It's just like, obviously, of course, there's always going to be things going on and stuff like that, but I just don't like how the people are reacting to it. I understand why, but we need to come together, everybody, or just, even if you guys just want to come together, let's just figure it out,
That's what I want to do. I think today's a good day to talk about how to really do that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You good?
Alright, cool. I'm just going to put this down here.
Josh, what up?
Oh, man. So, John, like I was saying before, I gotta share this here when I can anyway. This bombing in New York, we gotta talk about a little bit of everything here. You can't see it on there? Oh, it's not happening live on there.
It's like
delayed.
Behind.
But you gotta probably cancel out and keep refreshing or something like that.
Oh, it's kind of whack.
Yeah, I don't know. So the bomb in New York, I was kind of briefing you on that a little bit. How you feel about that, man? We need your opinion. The people want it. These are things we need to discuss.
Tyus, what up? Man, the thing in New York, like, I honestly think
and
it's
New
a
Jersey,
deploy.
excuse me.
I heard that, like, we just gave $32 million or $1 billion to Syria or something like that. And, like, there's just a lot more stuff going on than we really think is going on. And I'm not saying that the bombing wasn't just straight ISIS. I don't honestly know. I'm just telling you what I just believe it is. And...
well, it just goes to... okay.
Like you said, stuff just conveniently be happening and stuff like that. It's crazy. And then, like... what'd you say? Buddy bombed the place... and then he goes to a bar and gets drunk in the alley.
They found the guy that they caught, like this dude who looks like a Puerto Rican dude from New York, like everybody else. He they found him in a bar after he apparently set the bombs and the one bomb exploded. They found him in a bar back alley or something like that, sleeping. And then that's where they had woken him up, and apparently, from my knowledge, that's when he got into the scruffle with police, shot 2 police, and then just gets wounded in the arm, which that's another issue I do want to bring up, is, you know, of course they shot him in the arm because they want to question him further, but I don't understand why they don't do this in other issues as well. I mean, you definitely see the brother's leg, and you definitely see the brother's arm, and like 9 times out of 10, there's already a taser in my dude. So, you know, I don't know why they don't just leave it at that, cuff the guy, shoot him in the arm once, and then ask questions later like everybody else. But that's kind of where we're at, you know, kind of a jumble of things, but, you know, we're going to work it out. It's just like, man. Man.
So, you know what's funny?
What's
and
that,
you know what's
man?
kind of crazy?
It's crazy.
This one dude was like, yo, I'm taking bets on who's going to win the election. Yo, this is something you could actually gamble on and take bets. Like, if you had to put money on something, who do you think is going to win? If I had to put $100 on it,
putting $100 on Clinton.
I think Clinton is going to win.
Because the payout probably be nice, right? Like however those odds overall win, or the negative odds, and the, you know, and then you put 100 in, you get like 100 grand out.
Maybe that'd be clean if there was some odds on it.
I wonder if Vegas doing any under the table type shit like that.
I don't know. I'm gonna try and get in on it.
That'd be wild.
Which guy? I don't know.
Which guy? The guy who did the bombings in New York.
Oh yeah.
The dude. They said he was from like Pakistan, but he was an American citizen. They had talked to his father, and his father already called in to the FBI. They already knew about him, of course, just like they always do. You know, this is okay. Here we go. This is where we're gonna go with this, right? This is where we're gonna go with this. So it's like this dude. He sets off these bombs. Which the bomb's a pressure cooker, okay? Which we all know. You could probably search YouTube and see how to make a bomb better than a damn pressure cooker bomb with BBs in it, okay? That just seemed like a lot of waste of time if you ask me, and it's not really that well thought out, which maybe that's the point. But with today's technology, I just feel like it could be done better. I mean, we've all seen CSI, we've all seen a Law and Order show here and there, or anything like that, and you've seen better bombs built on the TV shows. So I just don't see how the hell this guy, in modern day today, he's doing pressure cookers. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they just so happen to find him within the 48 hours. Okay, that's another issue I have. They just so always happen to find you within the 48 hours. Okay, we got there was a story that came up here locally where they had the little girl before she had the false allegations, but they had the little girl that was saying some dude was taking pictures of her, and they were like, well, everybody be on the lookout because we can't find this effort. You know what I'm saying? So it's like later the story went false anyway, but they just so happen to find this guy within the world in 48 hours, and I think that's some of the problem. And then they find him in the back alley like we were talking about, right? Which I feel like that's just, it all just so happens so easy for them. Like, someone who really wanted to cause damage and then not be caught because they want to continue to make more damage, why the hell would they get caught like so easy like that? And now they're asking him questions, but they're not telling us the people what questions they're asking him or what they're doing. Like, what information have we got from the dude? What do they trial him as? Because from what I've heard, since he's an American citizen, what people don't get is, like, he's getting, like, the best attorneys now. He's getting the best everything. He's getting the best lawyers to help him out. He's getting, like, health care that we had to pay for because they injured him. So there's so many, like, things that we have to follow up with now on this as the people with our taxes because they didn't kill him. And it's like, well, man, I don't know. It just seems so coincidental. And then, of course, right after that, we have another black man shot in the streets. Now, of course, like, there have been a lot of things that came out that explained what exactly happened with all these. So one was like a bad shoot, and then the other one apparently was a good shoot. But I actually I think I have it on the iPad. But dude, I seen a video where they have one of the cops actually like throwing a gun on the floor next to the dude.
I saw that, and like some people are saying it's a glove, but I was like, I don't know. It had a little bounce to it, but I don't know, man. But I don't think it's right for anybody to get shot, white, black, whatever. I just think, like, how come nobody gets arrested anymore? Like,
That's yeah.
they're so quick to like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was like, yo, aren't y'all taught to like tackle people and detain them and put them on the ground and
I mean,
stuff like that?
I thought
like,
so.
You know what I mean? Like, why is it
so.
like so standoffish now and like, oh, he's reaching for something? Like, how come y'all didn't already pounce on him and shit like that? Like, what's? I just don't understand, and I just don't know. I'm trying to get like a police officer to go on here, but you know what I
But
mean?
he thinks it's a glove. You really think it's a glove?
But it's like,
I mean, it's cool, but I mean, I'm saying like, it definitely looked like a gun. Could have been a glove. I'm sorry. I just seen a comment.
I don't know. I don't know. But I just don't think shooting needs to be that high on the step list. Like, confront him. If he doesn't do that, shoot him. No, confront him. If he doesn't do that, then like tackle him, put cuffs on him. Then we're gonna like figure out some kind of identification process.
I thought
they
were supposed to ask questions and you were innocent until proven guilty. So to shoot somebody is basically knowing that they were like, okay, back in the day, I feel like they would have shot somebody like.
He might have had a gun.
No, like if they knew that dude was like a violent person and they knew he was armed, that would be a question they would have been saying where like, we know he's armed. If you see him do any weird actions, he could be because we know he's normally one to pull a gun. But like a dude, and even that particular situation, where like the gentleman like was in the car and he like I had his hands up and they had it all on video and then where the woman shot him and stuff like that. I mean, there shouldn't even be a gun out. The only thing that should be drawn at that point is either pepper spray or a taser. And you're telling me if two cops can't control one dude? That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, and there was like 4 or 6 people
with tasers and pepper spray cannot control one human. I mean, I guess if the dude was truly high on PCP, but I don't think we know that yet. How you feeling about this?
I know for a fact that...
A fact? Or allegedly?
No. I know for a fact.
Okay, I'm with you.
It doesn't matter the color of the person.
Okay.
It doesn't need to go to a shoot. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I just feel like I thought he might have been reaching for a gun. Anybody. You could think that about anybody. You know what I mean? But I will tell you this, though. And I've seen a lot of different people and stuff like that. They're like, I've never been in that situation before and stuff like that. I've been in that situation before. But I was in the wrong. We're doing some dumb stuff. We're out. And then, like, the cops came. We ran from the cops, blah, blah, blah.
That scared run, huh?
Anyways, we
was it
ducked off.
Was it the scared speed?
Oh,
the scared speed.
The thing is, they already had us like surrounded before we even.
It was definitely that scared speed,
dude. But we were out.
So he was out,
but not really. We like ducked off. You know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
But the thing is, when they ended up catching up to us, they had the guns to us, and they were like, "Don't move, get on the ground." We're like, "Whoa, you can't do both of those at the same time."
Yeah.
Don't move, get on the ground. You're getting shot either way.
Yo, that's so crazy. I've heard
that's
that
been
before.
said to me,
I've heard that before, though.
Don't move, get on the ground. Whoa, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
want
me to do?
When you think about it literal, that's some real right there.
You know what I mean? Josh, we're not going to get into details.
I mean, I don't know what happened personally, you know. That's just one of the things. I really don't know what happened. I've just obviously followed some of the information that's happened. Like I said, I mean, it was a bad shoot. Like, she's only doing 4 years for, I think it was, like, first-degree manslaughter, which is kind of crazy, only 4 years. Because if me or you go out and accidentally shoot someone tonight, like, we're definitely doing, like, probably more than that. You know what I'm saying? And she's getting paid leave, like, the whole time, I believe, right?
I don't know. I think she's being charged and some stuff like that, but... Yeah, I like the whole beanbag idea. Even put them in some, like, riot control shotguns. Everything, boom, just get a beanbag to the chest at close range.
But they
That'll
do have
wake
that
somebody
stuff.
up.
They do have that stuff. It just it looks like the shotgun. It's in the shotgun, so you wouldn't know the difference.
I'm cool if they be tagging people like that.
That shit would still fuck you up, though.
Yeah, but it won't kill you. That's the thing. Let them go home to their family. You know what I mean? Everyone deserves that chance.
Man.
Hey,
What's the deal?
I want to give a quick shout out
Do
to Taylor Street Creations. Those cakes that they're making, they're tight. Y'all need to go on to
Okay.
the Instagram at Taylor Street.
They're making, like, custom cakes?
Dude, custom cakes, they're tight, dude.
Dude, so there was this thing I heard, or not heard, I came across a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks, 2 weeks ago, dude, but they, I think it's June 5th of next year is Bill Cosby's official trial.
That's crazy, and everybody already crucified the man, and like, you know, I heard he
But of
beat
course-
a couple cases already.
Yeah, it was, a lot of it came over where it was like false allegations, I believe, and a lot of it was out of like the time period. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely quite crazy how like something that happened like 40 years ago all of a sudden comes to light today. Like how people really knew about like who the hell your sex partners were 40 years ago. It's just beyond me.
For real, like.
You know? I wonder if it's all really absolutely true, to be honest. It could be, man. I mean, no disrespect, but like Michael Jackson was definitely into some weird things. That's no doubt. Like, so these celebrities can definitely be into some weird things. So Cosby really could be. No disrespect to Michael. I'm just saying we all
At Baker Street, my bad. That's the cake plug. At Baker_Street with an E. But you know what's crazy about that? I don't know about Michael Jackson, but I did hear, and I've heard this before, and you know, I'm not trying to be real in this one, but I heard Martin Luther King he was making some moves, dude. I'm gonna look that up.
Making what moves?
Like he had a couple chicks, dude.
No, stop it. No, stop it. I heard some bullshit like that too. I don't believe that shit. I'm sorry.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, it's quite possible, man, but
I think they might just be trying to bash
can we
this whole
just
thing.
can we just let some people just like live their legacy in peace?
I feel that.
You
That's
know
a
what
good
I'm
point.
saying? Like, who give a fuck?
Yeah.
Let's be real. So what? My man was Dr. Martin Luther King was the man of all men at the time. Had 3 or 4 different women.
Oh, okay.
No, we're cool. I don't know what happened.
Frank, what up? And yeah, let's just move on to the next subject that I want to talk about. Yo,
Oh, you trip to Tennessee?
okay,
How's that, man?
we could talk about that.
Yeah, of course. We want to know. I want to know. People want to know.
So,
So you went to Tennessee.
went to Tennessee. Shout out to Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to Gallatin, which is like North Nashville, the city up there. Went up there to go meet my girlfriend's mom and her husband. They're cool people, real cool people.
Okay, big moves. Big moves.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You know,
Congrats.
and,
Cool shit.
Man, Nashville's tight. Like the downtown is called Broadway Strip, and it's like all bars, but it's like blues and country music. It's like not really that much hip hop, but they have it like outside and stuff like that. But it's nice, man. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you like that type of thing, we went to BB King's because I like blues music. She likes blues music. It was a real cool spot, but those spots are so like loud. It's like live music and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, it's super loud.
Oh man, but I like Nashville. You know, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so the Tennessee Titans stadium was right there. It was tight. We went out to this restaurant, Rodizio, and they have it in a couple different spots. It's like Brazilian cuisine, and they
I've
have
seen that on your snap. They were
yeah.
cutting the meat off.
Dude, they have like first
shit
a
was
salad bar with
wild.
like 50 different items you can get on the salad bar, and then they had a what do you call it? Like full pork on like this huge like skewer.
Yeah,
and
I've seen that.
you
The whole
have,
like
this
leg or
little
something.
flip thing. It's red on one side, green on the other. So when you have it down on the green, then they just keep coming by. Oh, you want fish? Oh, you want steak? Oh, you want lamb? Man, the lamb? I think lamb's nasty. It's like it tastes like grass. It was like whoa. It was like intense.
What did? The lamb?
Lamb.
It was probably grass fed.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It was probably like, but
Real
dude,
grass fed shit.
I didn't like the taste. I could taste
It's
the
gamey.
grass. Yeah, it is.
I don't like lamb.
Nah, me neither. But Frank, I'm gonna need you to chill, Frank. Frank, I'm gonna need you to chill a little bit, dude. But what was I gonna say? So, out in Tennessee, one thing that I love Tennessee, by the way. It's beautiful out there. We went to the Grand Ole Opry. It's huge out there. They have a huge mall. There's so much to do out there. Pretty cool hookah spot out there called The Weekend. Shout out to them. We went and checked them out. A lot of cool music in there. Hip hop. It's 17th Street, I believe, out there. Thanks, bro.
When you get a second, we got some things we gotta touch on here.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, continue.
But it's hard for me to call it the South. Two reasons I feel like. And, you know, I could be wrong. I'm just one guy with one opinion. But there's... I don't want to say there's mountains. Because there's some hills in Georgia and stuff like that. But, like, man, there's some steep, like, rocky mountains. And it snows. And they're in, like, the central time zone. I feel like they're, like, Midwest. You know what? They're, like, so much up here, like...
They got that right landscape, though. And, like, temperature out there at times of the year. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. The leaves were starting to change colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the scenery. I've been out there. I drove through it one time. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
They got, like, a lot of lakes out there, and you see, like, the mountains. I mean... I'm sure camping out there is sweet. That's something I want to get into out there.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And I'm thinking about going back up there, getting like renting a log cabin or something. They got all
That's
that
what
stuff.
I'm talking about. Yeah. Dude, we should throw in or something like that for real.
Should be fire.
Yeah. We could bring the guns out there and stuff. Seriously, you could like shoot out there in the woods.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Why not? Set up like beer bottles and stuff and shoot like it's totally legal.
We could try it.
It's definitely legal. It's possible.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. We could try it out.
Right. So that's all you got on this place, man? What else was good? How many restaurants you went to?
Let's see. Her mom cooked a lot. I like that. We had the home cooked meals and stuff like that. That was tight. Mom can cook really well. Chilling, watching football with her husband. Shout out to Mr. Danny.
There was some good home cooking?
For sure.
Yeah?
For sure, definitely.
I'm sure that was fire. Like,
hey,
mom's cooking's always fire.
And I will tell y'all this. He did say that Tennessee was going to beat Florida. That's crazy. And I even told my boy Jimmy that. I was like, yo, these people up here... Oh, I got something else I got to tell you.
Yeah.
About these people up here going crazy. Yo, just know up in Tennessee, there's like a state of emergency going on. There's no gas anywhere.
Oh,
and my
that's
niece,
right.
she
You were
lives in
saying
North
that.
Carolina, and she's saying the same things going on out there. I'm like, yo, we went to like 6 different gas stations. They all had like garbage bags over the pumps. Like people were like a quarter tank. Like, yo, what are we gonna do? It's crazy. It's like, and then we're like 20 minutes from Kentucky. And when you go into Kentucky, they have gas, and their gas is straight up there, so they filled up while they were there. But I don't know what people who live there are going to do.
Yeah.
We're only there for like 3 days. But while I was at the club, I saw on the news, people are stealing gas out of people's gas stations.
Siphoning that
stuff.
shit.
I'm like, yo, it's getting real out here. It's state of emergency.
Remember we were talking about that, like how people like what? Okay. I want to bring this up when he says this is because it's crazy what people would do. People as in Americans, okay? What Americans will do after a week of not being able to have something. Like after like a week of no gas, you ready to siphon your neighbor's gas out, right? You got to get to work. After a week, if your water was off, you know, you digging a hole in the ground, piping a line from your neighbor's house to yours. Like, I've seen this shit done. You know what I mean? You know, your electricity go off or your internet go off. I've seen it wired in from the house next door. Like, that stuff gets crazy what people are willing to do, you know?
Right.
And like even in people in other countries, like it even is a shorter time than a week. But it's crazy how America's all this craziness, greatness, and it's like at the end of the day, a week goes by, we don't have something, you're ready to rob your neighbor whether you like him or not. Anyway, that's crazy.
Right. I just, but the problem is also when there's no gas,
Yeah.
then people can't get to work. And when
Oh,
people
yeah.
can't get to work, then they can't pay their bills because they're not going to get paid. You know what I mean? And like
It
then
triples.
that, yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Now we're in a really
And
bad
then like,
spot.
think about like
how
long guys
long
can't
will
cut
you
the
be out of
grass, so
gas?
they
Like,
ain't working.
we're so dependent on these big companies and
The
everything
fossil
like
fuels.
that. Like if
We
we,
gotta
don't
get
have them,
off of
what's
this,
going to go
people.
on?
Okay, we got to do something about the fossil fuels. Like we should be off of that by now.
We need to get to batteries and solar power quick. Like it's okay.
It's
we're
not
not going
there
to go
yet.
as
It's
fast.
not there yet.
We're
though.
not going to go as fast, and that's okay. Let's go a little bit slower for a minute. Can we slow
Well,
down?
the Tesla is like 2.6 seconds from 0 to 60, and it's all electric.
Damn, that's
But I heard the battery drains quite fast.
yeah, I heard
That's on the
like
reviews.
2 hours. I talked to this one dude. He said he gets like 250 miles. I was like, that's not that good.
No, it's not. Especially if it's electric and you're in traffic and you're like sitting, it's using up, so it'll go down doing that. But the other thing is, I just seen a video the other day where it was like, I think it was these Japanese gentlemen. They created a program that hacked into the Tesla. And they literally pressed a button and had the Tesla stop. Like, the dudes were driving and they pressed the button and the dude was just like, boom. He was like, oh, shit. Like, they
Right.
literally pressed the button and the car just shut off and stopped.
Damn.
And it's like, whoa. Like, tell you, the government gets a hold of that kind of stuff and it's over.
Let me not get started on my hybrid.
Oh, man.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Nah, don't worry. We're not giving Kia no shout out.
But I like Deland Kia. They actually have been very nice to me and stuff like that, going through the whole process. But you know, it's just we're not gonna get into it. But just know I love Deland Kia. One thing also, hey, this is a quick plug. Going from that to that next subject, my boy Sheen Wool on here. He's the one that has all the CBD oils, the vaporizers, the cakes, the brownies.
I've
Like
seen that.
Discount Liquor 3, 2748 Elkham Boulevard out there in Deltona, out there on
It's a
Howland
big plug.
and Elkham.
Shout
There's
out.
like Circle K and a Publix Plaza. He's right across from the Publix Plaza on Elkham. Go check out my boy, man. He's got some tight stuff up there.
Yo, I want to bring up something in the comments here.
Bring it up.
So, like, I see we got one of our good friends, one of your fellow Coast Boys on here. And I just want to touch on something because he does bring up something quite nice. But it's interesting once I get it brought up here. I don't know how the hell. How do I get to the comments, bro? Dang, man. Alright, anyway. So, where is it? Troy brings up some stuff about, you know, global domination and things like that. We were talking about something before on it, which is like the whole like world elite type thing and like the whole new like world order that they want to start. Like I've done slight research into that and like listened to a few podcasts that talk about it, and it's like it's not like it's gonna start. It's been happening for like the last like 40 plus years. Like it's on the money already. Like it's on the money because it's been happening. Like the way we run today's society is the new world order. Like hence why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. These companies are just massively getting more and more bigger, gaining more and more money. Google is worth $82.5 billion as of 2016. Like
Where's
it's out
that
of
money
control.
even come from?
That's what I'm saying. Advertisements, companies, people, governments, all kinds of different things that are feeding into it. But like, that is the new world order. And like, as far as like other people trying to take it over, people are trying to take it over. They've been taking it over. Hence the fact also too why like our country's debt is to the debt of 12 families. as well as like this is something crazy too, John, that I actually came up on that all ties right into this, is Putin, from what I've been reading, he's actually bought his debt, like bought himself out of debt from the Rothschilds.
That's
And
tight.
banned them from Russia. So like apparently like the Rothschilds aren't allowed in there, and they're not allowed to bring their money in there. And Turkey did it
Russia.
too. It was Turkey or Hungary. It was one of our Hungary's in Turkey. Yeah, I think it is. So I think Turkey was the other place that did it too. So that's like another thing. It's like we'll never be able to buy ourselves out of debt from them. We're too far in debt. Like that's never going to happen. So our government system will always run off of the New World Order. Like that is it right now. Like they're the richest they've ever been. They have to be. You know, like they only allow 14 trillion of their wealth in circulation. They were worth, like back in the 1800s, over like $400 trillion. You know, that was the Rothschilds by themselves. So it's like they only have like 4% or something of their whole wealth in circulation. I mean, that's just due to some research I've done, but I mean, I just wanted to touch on that because it's like a good point to bring up too, but I feel like it's kind of currently happening right now, so I just kind of wanted to put my opinion out there as well. So man, it's just crazy. It's all crazy, right?
I don't know, man. Are they wrong? Would we not do the same thing if we were them?
I mean, they're not wrong. I don't think they're wrong. This is just the way the system is, period. And now that the fact that, like, we're born into it, our kids are born into it, and it's like, that's just that. Like, it's just the way the system's run. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's just the way it runs. It's like your car runs off of oil, right? And when it needs an oil change, you get mad you gotta get an oil change, but you're not mad the car runs off of oil. You know? So it's like, it's just part of the game. You know, you gotta get gas, you gotta get gas. You know, so the system just runs that way.
Taylor Street, it's Discount Liquor 3, and his name is Shimul.
Shimul.
That's my boy.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah, back to this. It's just, it's crazy, man. Money rules this world right now.
Yeah, it definitely does. But it will, I think, in our lifetime come back into the people's hands. Like, our lifetime as in, like, our generations. And a lot of the people that are commenting in and watching, like, I really feel like it will come back in our hands within our generation. But that's, like, we got to get more e-commerce running. We got to get more, like, online private businesses running and things like that, where the money's being funneled directly into the people's hands with less middleman and less merchants as well. Like, we got to minimize that kind of stuff. Like, the big businesses like that all, like, we need a big building and 1,000 people working for us. Like, that's all out the window. There's plenty of other ways to do these things these days, and we got to recognize that. I think with that, the money will come back into the people's hands.
I agree.
You know, working for people these days, I feel like it's just kind of out the window. Like, unless you're going into, like, the medical field or, like, anything type of government, or, like, you really enter, like, a location that's, like, got a big city so you can work for, like, a bigger company, like one of their branches in the city or something. I mean, besides that, you have to work for yourself. Like, in a place like Palm Coast or even, like, Daytona, like, yeah, there's some places you can work that are big, but majority of the people probably make their money from their own businesses. And in Palm Coast, that's definitely true. That's why there's like a ton of lawn guys out there. Shout out the lawn guys. There's like a ton of pool guys out there, but shout out to the pool guys. There's like a ton of electricity guys, contractors, subcontractors, pressure washers. Shout out Addison, washed out.
Real estate.
You know, yeah. I mean, there's real estate. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's getting done out there. But you know, there is a lot of construction. So I feel like the economy is definitely coming up. Like, people are definitely they're getting money somewhere. And they're saving it, and they're definitely building. I mean, I'm seeing houses going up in all the different developments all over Flagler County. You know, so I mean that's pretty solid, I feel, and I'm sure if they're building there, I'm sure other places are definitely getting built up as well.
Right. Hey, you know, I was talking about that earlier, and I even wrote down, like, Palm Coast nightlife. Like, what do you think they have to put in Palm Coast for people to come? Anybody feel welcome to come? What would you put? I was thinking maybe like a casino. That'd be fire.
Nah, but there's super big laws on that kind of stuff. That's why that stuff's only on Indian reservations. Like the gambling, they don't want none of that going
We
on.
could put it on the Intercoastal. I was thinking where the yacht club is, right there.
Right.
Right there, like across from European Village, man. Right on the water, put a boat,
Mhm.
and you're good.
Okay, you know what I think they need? I think they need, Flagler County needs some really good creativity where they really use the most out of the beach that they can. And like there's a lot of really great places that are out there at the beach now, but I think like if they were to somehow build a couple more buildings out there and really make it happen. What's that? Oh, that's something you wanted to bring up, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
They just wanted to make like a lot of things happen out there. They could have a couple more restaurants and have those restaurants really try and cater to people. You know, I mean, I'll say it, man. You know, you got this place like Fuego, and then they sell their people off like 5 different times, and who knows who owns it now. And I mean, shout out them, I guess. But I mean, I was there one night, and the DJ's whack. It's not the DJ that was there before. We all know the DJ that was there before, and they had a super nice crowd there because of that. Every Friday, Saturday, or something like that, he was there. Ronnie was out there, and it's like
Fuego Fridays was lit, dude.
it was heavy out there, and you can't tell me they weren't selling drinks and not making money. And then they want to go mess around because, you know, with the crowd and this and that, man. That's the problem. You don't have a nightlife out here. Dude, go out to Flagler. We all been out to Flagler. Go out to Flagler, man. They're closed at 11:30 out there, man. That's why there's no damn nightlife. Sorry, man. It just aggravates me. It just straight aggravates me. Man. Alright, so John, let me ask you this. What do you think is gonna? Do you think this is ever gonna stop? Like the shootings that we're having here, and like the war on terror, as they call it. You know, like what's going on here? Do we think these things are ever gonna fade off in our lifetime, or do you think we're gonna constantly always keep hearing about it? Because like I really truly do feel like the whole war on terror is, and I think I said this in the last podcast, which is fine, but like the war on terror. I feel like who the fuck, and I'm gonna say it, like who the fuck is really trying to mess with America like that? Like one individual out of like 370 million people that are walking around right now, one of them wants to light up a bomb and think he can do something. Like that's the odds there and the ratio is really not that bad. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have a few people. You're gonna have people that don't agree. We all know these things.
True.
And it's just like, is there really a war on terror? Like, who in their right mind is really trying to step foot in America and cause an issue? Because I'm saying 1 out of every 2 to 3 people are packing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, I carry mine on me all the time, fully legal and everything. And it's just like, you know, we started, all of a sudden, if we turn the street right here and people are walking down the street and they're wielding AK-47 shooting in the air, like, I'm going to be damn well alert. And they start coming my way, we're shooting. I mean, will we not?
Yeah, I agree with what people are saying on here, too. It's like the war on drugs and the war on terrorists is kind of like...
Utter failures?
It's kind of like the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. It's like events
great way to
brought
put it.
up to bring in money for big business and stuff like that. And, like, you know, I still love all my soldiers, and it's like, how do we create jobs? Okay, we got to create a war to create jobs in the government. All these people hired. What are you going to do if there's no wars? What are they going to do? Just sit around and, like, what are they going to do? They're employing a lot of people right now. They have to have these wars.
Phantom enemies, yeah, I like that. I mean, I definitely don't believe in all that. I mean, I think it's definitely a lot of big propaganda. I mean, they got to form it somehow, some way, and it's definitely called television programming, and a lot of people still watch that every single day. And even in your most favorite shows, you think they're not subliminally trying to put stuff out there, and they are. The mind works in mysterious ways that you can't even understand the way your own mind works. The way I can't even understand sometimes how mine works, like, and the way we interpretate this stuff. You're trying to think it's okay that a human, by the time you're 25 years old, between video games and even if you were in war or not, you've seen death how many times? 1 billion times already? You know, I mean, things are crazy out here, the way the brain interprets everything. But yeah, I mean, that stuff, that's why I said, like, it's just so convenient. What I said earlier, it's just so convenient for the government to go, oh my God, there's been a terrorist bomb. They immediately put it to ISIS. This guy's immediately from Afghanistan. What about the rest of the world? What about these people? Like, and I don't know all this, but I was thinking about it, John. Check me out on this, right? You got the Sunnis and the Shiites that are like out there in the Middle East too, right? These people are at war with each other like all the time. I'm sure we're probably allies with one of them, not both of them. So how come those people aren't trying to come over here? Like, what happened to Al Qaeda? Just because Osama bin Laden's gone, they're not there anymore? Or did we take our funding away from them and therefore they're nothing now? You know what I'm saying? Like, the questions are here. Like, how come there's not other countries that are saying, oh, fuck America? You know what I mean? What's causing Russia or North Korea or South Korea, one of these places here, to, like, come mess with us? Like, I don't understand why it's just this one place from the Middle East that somehow slips a guy or two in every now and then, or female, because it has happened. And then all of a sudden, like, something goes down. San Bernardino shooting, you know, we got, like, these bombings that happen, the Boston Marathon bombings, you know, and it's like, when the hell does ISIS ever really come out? Remember when Osama bin Laden was in his reign, and he was causing all this, and they were showing the videos of him that they said that they sent out to us, and they were on videos on here, and they would translate it of him, like, talking and explaining. Like, where the hell's ISIS? They say it's on YouTube, but they don't show you. They'll show you the black man getting shot in his car, no problem, but we can't see the YouTube video of ISIS and them saying how they don't like us. Like, it's just hard to always believe all this stuff when it's like it's always so skewed. They're willing to put information out with not even knowing. You know, they're willing to put the information out there with no evidence yet, no autopsies done. So it's like, how do we know they're just not fibbing and just twisting everywhere else that they can? That's what my problem is. And apparently that's also why they say the generation of the youth right now, the millennials, you know, probably what's that, like 35 and under, or 30 and under, you know, these people are straight up not with the media. You know, we're not believing in all that type of stuff anymore. It's a bunch of bobo shit.
Like, I posted that picture of Hillary Clinton shaking hands with, is that Osama bin Laden?
Yeah.
I heard that's a Photoshop picture.
It looked like it might be.
Yeah.
It's still a trippy photo, though.
I don't know. A lot of this stuff is, what, propaganda?
Yeah. Definitely what you could call it. I mean, that's what it is. It's propaganda, you know? But it's like, the ultimate question here, though, is like, this is going to keep happening. So either when is it going to stop if it's not going to keep happening, which that kind of defeats the question. So let me rephrase this. Like, just when is it going to stop? Is it going to stop? And if it doesn't stop, what's going to change? What do we need to change? Like, let me say this. Let me ask you that. If we take away the media, does all the racism and all the issues still exist, and do we care the same amount?
I think
You know what I'm
more racism would be like, because a lot of people like hide now. But if there's no social media, they'd be doing it a lot, especially if other towns and cities didn't hear about it. That's why it happened so much back in the day. That's just what I believe.
Say that again?
I just believe it'd be happening a lot more if there was no social media.
It would be happening more without social media.
Mm-hmm.
You're wildin', bro.
Because a lot of people
real?
are hiding, you know what I mean? Because they know they could get put on blast, you know what I mean? But if it's not on social media...
So then, have we progressed from the 1960s or regressed from the 1960s?
You know, this is what I think about that, too.
Because that's a good question.
Where'd all those people from the 1960s go?
I mean, that okay.
They're all still here, so how could we even, like,
But of
digress?
Well, we definitely could have went backwards, though, because if racism is still as prevalent as it is, if racism still is prevalent now as it was then all that Martin Luther King stuff, all that really didn't get us all that far. You see what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
Which, like,
but
I thought, like...
the crazy thing is, I've never heard one cop come forward and be like, yo, I was one of the cops that was spraying, you know what I mean? Like, they were all young. They got us, like, just tell us about what's on the other side. What? Because doesn't that seem like some, like, it's kind of like Nazi, like, yo,
There's definitely
you guys are cops. We're telling you to spray all these people, like, but they don't even know what. Kind of like in today's day, like with all these soldiers. There's that one you saw the black soldier. He's crying while he was like having to stand guard and stuff like that. It's like, yo, man, you're doing this for $30,000 a year, maybe $50,000 a year, like risking your life for a higher power who's not even out here with you. Like, I honestly think
Yeah, that's deep.
I'm not really trying to get in the whole revolution thing, but the person who gets the cops on their side is gonna win, dude.
How crazy would this be? I got a scenario for you. How crazy would this be? And what are the people? I want to hear anybody that's paying attention right now. I want to hear what you got on this one. So you got like this whole line of riot squad and everything, right? And you got all the cops and they're all lined up here, and you got all the people over here, and they're all screaming and they're protesting and everything. What would happen if one of those cops took 4 steps forward and then turned around and then looked at all the other cops? As in, like, now he's going to stand up and stand for these people here. That, like, there's an actual issue at hand. And then look at all the other cops. What do you think would happen? That'd be fucking crazy.
More cops would walk over there with him and stuff like that.
You think?
And be, like, against the other cops.
Because that's kind of the same thing as, like, Kaepernick kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's, like, the same thing. And it's, like, that's disrespectful against, like, these people have been sworn in,
Mm-hmm.
like on the Bible and the Constitution and the whole nine. So it's like, I feel like they would probably get relieved after that if they were to do that.
Right.
But then maybe not. But like, how gnarly would that be? I called it out right here, Outside Theory, episode 5.
And Josh, I think the military is a little bit different, but just like how they said the rules of engagement are different for the military and the police, because they're two different things, you know what I mean? And like, I'm talking about the police who are here to protect and serve. If those people,
You should never be getting pulled over if that's the case, by the way.
you know,
Sorry, continue.
but I get it. They're protecting the people against the rioters. I get that. You know what I mean? But whoever does get them on their side is going down. Right, I agree. They still do have families and bills to pay. Like, that's why it's a tough decision, and that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I'm not trying to incite a revolution. Or
I don't
anything
like what
that.
I do, but I do like to be able to eat and have nice things every now and then.
But I will tell you this, like, not saying they're talking to me, but you know how a lot of times they're like, if you don't like America, get out. Like, I'm just gonna put this on record right now. I really do think I am gonna move somewhere else, maybe like London or something like that, or Canada, maybe even Mexico. But I think I am just because
Other places that just don't have these types of issues, like so prevalent and in your face type shit, huh?
it's kind of like, okay, you start a gang with your homeboy, and then
Not a gang.
you want to protect everybody. You know,
Yeah.
that's your job. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, we want to protect people,
Yeah.
and that's what we're gonna do. So everybody's gonna come together, and what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then like now, your homeboy, he's like starting to get powerful. You know what I mean? And he
Mhm.
got a lot of money, and he got some big weapons and stuff, and now he's starting to kind of go over to other people and go onto their plays and tell them what to do and like just wild. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, I love you, man, but I just don't agree with what you're doing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and step. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at right now. I'm just gonna chill out for a little bit.
I see what you're saying.
Canada be cool, but it's just cold all the time. I don't know how.
No, I mean, I
about
feel you. I mean, I thought about the same thing in a period of time just because, like, the Romans fell, but they also went for like a couple hundred years, where like, or a few thousand, I think they went 1,000 years.
I
We're
agree,
like,
Tom.
we're only like 200 or 300 years in, and we're having these issues still. We're still not over them. We still can't get past them. Still can't find easy mediums for everybody. I mean, I mean, sometimes too, man, like, I don't mean to put this in any disrespectful way to anybody, but it seems like everyone's just beating a dead horse with a stick here. Like, we gotta come up with some goddamn solutions. You know? We need solutions here, like. And I mean, I'll be honest too, I don't think ripping your own city apart is really the solution, although I've heard some pretty good, backings to why they're doing that. I just can't fully agree. But I don't think that that's the answer either. And definitely not causing your state to go in state of emergencies to where they get the army up in there. Like, that's definitely not what you want. Like, you wanted less police, and now you got the National Guard walking through your neighborhood.
Whoa, Egypt went 4,000 years.
Egypt did, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know, like we're so much far, like, behind where we should be compared to some of these other civilizations. This is what I was explaining earlier. Like, past civilizations are so much more far in advance than we were. Like, I'll have to post a picture of this when we're done, so you can check it out on the Outside Theory later. But like, I was showing this thing to John, this mechanism that they found out in Greece, and the mechanism is based to be almost 2,000 years old, which is like right as, like, we went from AD to BC, and the mechanism has like over 30 gears inside it. Like, their technology was far more advanced than we think. And even if it wasn't 2,000 years, say it was even like 1,000 years back, like, that is still far more advanced for that time period than we had thought. And that's just the thing. Like, I feel like as much as we are in advanced, we're actually quite behind. We should be further than where we are right now, I feel. But eventually we will get there. I mean, we still can't even get virtual reality down yet, and it's been here for 20 years. These people had gear systems, and it's like, oh, we had gear systems back then. But it's like, for them to have gear systems at a time where you didn't have machines to help you make the gear systems, I mean, that's just what's crazy to me. I mean, I think it's quite possible they probably could have had lighting systems and things like that other than fire. I mean, we could get down this rabbit hole, but it's real. I mean, it's pretty interesting what they had found, though. I'll post it later on the Outside Theory.
It is crazy because,
actually,
like,
I'll post it right now.
We were saying it looks like a Rolex. Like, that's how intricate it is, and it's just crazy.
I'm going to post it on the Outside Theory right now, so.
Hey, speaking of the Outside Theory, check this out. So right now we're on my Facebook because, people can view it, and then, like, EJ
John's
can
got a
share
big
it.
fan base. This is what it comes down to. Which is nice, and thank you for that, people. You guys have given us a lot so far.
I don't want to call it fans. I'd say friends base. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Fan sounds kind of weird. Like,
That's fine.
I have a lot
You got
of
a
friends.
big
I have
friends base.
I have a lot of friends. But
Cool.
anyways, we're
I
trying
dig it, though.
we're trying to,
Whatever.
like, switch this to, like, the Outside Theory page and go live from that. You know what I mean? So we just need everybody viewing this to, if you could, please share it and go like the Outside Theory page. That'd be really cool too. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
we're at like 125 or something. That's a decent number.
133.
And we're trying to 133, even better. And we're trying to, like, but I will tell you this: a lot of successful people, they started doing what they were doing like 5-10 years ago. So how long have we been doing this? Like 2 months?
5 episodes, 1 a week, so we're 5 weeks.
5 weeks, you know what I mean? We're doing 5 weeks. And
About
we're
6
just trying
weeks.
to,
I think we were back 1 week.
You know what I mean? And I just want to pay homage to God's Create Radio. That's where got my inspiration. EJ got his inspiration. That's Ronnie Ryan and Gerald Mole. They got a podcast, and y'all need to check that one out too. And it's just tight, man. I like doing them.
God's Create
I just
Radio.
like talking and stuff like that, and people talking back. And we talk about actual stuff going on because stuff is getting lost, and a lot of people are like, yo, I didn't even know that happened, you know what I mean? Not saying that we know everything, but it's just cool that because there's stuff going on that I didn't know happened.
Yo, so, like, France is banning plastic cups and plates and, like, utensils, like, all extra plastic things. I think that's pretty good. I think America should do something like that. I don't see why we couldn't. You know what I mean? You can still use paper, which paper's biodegradable with water, but the plastic's killing, man. Like if we get a northeastern, which that's like when we get a swell from like New York that comes down this way, the amount of garbage that is in the water. There's a piece of plastic about every foot you walk on the beach, like legitimately. I've actually found hypodermic needles and full syringes on the beach. Like you could be surfing or swimming and that could easily poke right into you. And like, geez, I mean, whatever creator you believe in only knows where the hell that shit came from. You know, dude, I'm being dead serious. I've literally found hypodermic needles on the beach before when we get a northeastern. So it's like, we got to do something about this plastic issue. I mean, it's definitely a problem. And if you've never heard about this either, there's actually a giant patch of plastic that's gathered itself in the Atlantic Ocean, I believe it is, and it's like half the size of Texas. You seen that? The giant plastic island?
But check this out though.
Yeah.
One thing though, that somebody needs to bring up an idea. I saw this one guy building houses for the homeless out of recycled, like, it's crushed down into like a brick and it has different shapes and he's putting them together and building houses. That's fire idea. I don't see why I think we should
it's Lego.
Make new landforms.
They're using that to make like a Lego brick to build houses. I seen that somewhere.
You know, I think they're letting it build up in the Pacific Ocean, and I think they want it to turn into an island. Eventually, it's gonna be big enough, and it's just gonna.
I don't think you could
build on it.
Walk on it.
I think you could once it gets compressed enough.
Yeah, but that's if it doesn't do anything. Like, dude, if we were to wake up one day and like that like ran into Flagler County, our entire ocean would be screwed for like 10 years here. Because it's going to take time for all that to move its way out. Plus whatever gets washed up, like you wouldn't even be able to go in the water. God, that's so scary. I'd have to stop surfing. You know they got this place out in Indonesia. It's so wild. There's so much plastic in the water that like when people are they surf it anyway, right? But there's so much plastic in the water that like as they're like on the tube and they're in the barrel and like the water's coming over them, they have pictures of it. It's just plastic all in the water, so it almost looks like you're in like a plastic tube.
Gross.
It's so gnarly. Like the pictures are crazy cool, but it's horrible conditions that like of course you're surfing in, living in. People gotta bathe in that kind of water because there's not the circulation, there's not the movement. It'll refresh, there you go. But yeah, that gets crazy. I mean, I feel like we should do something about the plastic out here. I don't know what exactly. I mean, there was the one young kid, he was like 17. He's got like the filter system going on. It's like, it might be out in like the Indian Ocean, I think it was. He started one, and it's like a big thing that like basically as the currents come through, it basically siphons out all the plastic. And then like a boat has to come over and like collect the plastic or something like that. That's where it's at.
I think climate change is going to happen because I think it's like an ultimate cycle. You know how there's like summer, spring, winter, fall? Well, there's like a stone age, there's an ice age, there's like a spring rebuilding stage, and there's like a summer stage where everything gets super hot, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's just why everything reloads.
Yeah, I mean, climate change, I would say it's real, but I think it's just bound to happen as well. I mean, they say a lot of different things are causing that, you know, like all the methane that's being exposed in the air and things of that nature, but I mean, it's fact. Like, you could look this kind of stuff up and then talk about, like, all the different cycles that we've gone into. And, like, we've gone in through multiple ice ages before. We've gone through, like, multiple floods before. Like, there's been multiple things that have happened that have, like, just completely clean slate, you know? So it's just bound to happen. But, I mean, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. We're always going to be able to chill, hang, do our thing. You know, unless some crazy freak thing happens that, like, floods out Florida. I mean, anybody in Florida, we're the only ones to really worry about anything. Anybody, like, inland is totally fine.
Yeah, especially, like, Tennessee.
Yeah, like, we're the only ones kind of hanging off there like a little dick, and, you know, there it is. You know, so it's like, once we go underwater, we're donezo. I also found out this one thing. I was like reading this article on this 2-year-old girl, and it's hard to pronounce her name. I think her first name is I don't even know how to pronounce it. Do you know how to pronounce that, John? I wrote it down.
Matherin?
Matherin? How odd is that name? Anyway, what a beautiful name. Matherin something of another. It's a beautiful Asian little girl, 2 years old. She's the first one to be cryopreserved. Now, like, I'm pretty sure they did this with Walt Disney, but she's like the youngest that's ever been cryopreserved. Because you know Walt Disney is preserved as well?
Not alive though, dead though, right?
Yeah, he's dead, but like they had him frozen for like 200 years, and then they're supposed to try and bring him back like after that. Some Frankenstein type shit. Unless that's false, but that's what I've been told my whole life.
Yeah, I heard that too. And I don't know, man. That's scary. I saw that one movie with Bruce Willis. Was it? What movie was that? When he got froze and they brought him to the future and stuff like that.
The Matrix?
Nah. Hey, what movie is that? I don't know. But it could definitely happen. I wonder how I feel about getting cryogenically frozen. Maybe when I'm like 70 years old. I want to see like my great grandkids from like 5 times over, and then like give me a year and I'm good. I'm out. Just let me see what like has been going on and stuff like that. Me and my girl. No, it wasn't Looper. No, that movie was cool too though. I'm talking
Looper
about
was some deja vu.
Bruce Willis was in that movie, but
or
no,
Doppler Gangler.
yeah, I'm talking about an older movie than this, and like they cryogenically freeze him, and he comes out like, man, like 300 years later. No, Demolition Man. I don't think it was that either.
Where they froze him and brought him back to life.
Man, I gotta look this up, dude. I'm gonna look up Bruce Willis movies.
Yeah, I'm lost on that one,
IMDb.
people.
No, not Fifth Element. Oh man, I don't even know if it is Bruce Willis. Who is it, man? Damn. Are these all the movies he's been in? Oh, filmography. Actor.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bruce Willis is an okay actor.
Yo, my dude's in mad movies. He gotta be like a billionaire. This dude said, I know, I just want to see you find it. What a dick. Ah! Bernie, I'm gonna find it. Hold on. No. Man, I can't find it, dude. What is it, Bernie? Brought him back because he was a bad guy. I think it was that. Yeah, that he was a bad guy, and they like cried. He instead of going to prison, I think they like froze him for a long time. He came back. He's like, "What's going on?" Blah blah blah.
The movie went like that.
Hey, I'm mad.
like that.
I'm mad. I can't find it.
Man.
Stallone was frozen too, though. Let me find it.
It's getting moist out here.
Is it Demolition Man? He said it's getting moist.
This Bruce Willis talk put me to sleep, man.
Stop, dude.
This ain't that damn serious.
Stop, dude. Okay, I think it is Demolition Man that I was watching. It might have been. Still don't think it is, but it might have been. But This dude Frank is wildin'. He's funny as hell though. What are the other notes that I wrote down?
On the back. No, hell no. Paper.
Okay, something crazy that happened.
Oh, okay. What happened, man?
So while I was in Tennessee, one of my gas stations when I came back, they were robbed. Like somebody came in, they had pictures and everything. They caught the person afterwards and stuff. But I'm not saying it would have been around my time, but it's just like, whoa, that's like the fourth Circle K that I know to get robbed in Palm Coast or Deltona. It's just like, dang, dude, what would I do if I was in there at that time?
You could have went in there and got clapped, huh? You could have went in there and got clapped.
I'm definitely not getting clapped, dude. I'm just gonna be like, yo, can I leave? Like, I don't got anything to do with this. Let me just get out of here. I'm not, dude, are you serious?
Dude, I'm just delivering beer. Like, dog, you could take the 12 packs, man.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even that serious, you know? Get on the ground. This is some bullshit.
What if you were in the freezer, though? Would you just dip out the back, hop in the truck, and just drive away?
Hopefully, in the cooler, there's no back. I would have to come out the cooler and go out like an emergency exit real quick.
But I'm saying you'd probably be able to get out the back door rather than walking past them.
But when I get in my work truck, though, I already thought about that. It takes a good, like, minute from when I turn it on for it to actually start up, because mine has, like, a...
But people outside are still moving as everyone's frozen inside. So,
But-
like, you could have been outside already for all they knew.
He might hear me run out the door.
Maybe, dude. That.
I might just take off and then just chill out somewhere. Hopefully I have my
What
phone
if you
on.
just straight 4-point stance, D-line, and that dude?
Nah, I'm definitely not going to do that. And there was 2 people at this one. Yeah.
Now, what
But
if you
only
had
one
a
was
piece
that.
on you?
See, that's my thing. I don't think they need to die either. Dude, they're making a bad decision.
What the?
I don't think they need to die.
What if, like, okay, so I gotta give you a scenario.
Okay.
Devil's advocate for a second, right? Is that
Okay.
what they call it?
Have they put anybody down?
No, check me out.
Okay.
You're in the back cooler.
Mhm.
All right, you're loading up your drop for the day.
Right.
All of a sudden you hear yo, get on the ground, beep beep. You know all the
man.
cursings going on. People, you're
Yeah.
like, what the hell? You hear some shit break. Maybe the dude pops like one off at the cigarette cartons or whatever,
Mhm.
and everyone's like screaming. The lady's like tripping. He's, yo, give me all this right now. And you in there and you got a piece on you, and you know your aim's like decent. You know it's
Mhm.
okay.
My aim is decent.
And you like peek out and you're like, okay, there's one guy, and you look and you see there's another guy right outside the door. I'm saying, like, you could come up behind the potato chips, like, straight up. Come up on behind the potato chips. You're, like, 3 away from him. You could easily come out on a knee and just, like, pop out and just be like, boom, boom, boom. Like, put 3 right in him. Like, seriously, it happens quick.
I feel
You know what
that,
I'm
but
saying?
why has he got to die?
I didn't say kill him. I said you just got to put 1 or 2 in
Well,
him.
if I shoot him, I gotta kill him. Otherwise,
Because
he's
the
gonna know
guy-
it's me. He's gonna shoot me back.
The
And
guy
he might kill me.
outside is going to shoot a few times inside probably as he runs out. He's probably not going to run inside unless they're like some professionals or something or people that are normally ones doing this.
I feel that.
Because like I feel like that'd be something I'd try and do if I felt like it was possible. But if there were 2 guys inside wielding guns, nah, I'd probably just hold my cool and see if I could wait it out and hopefully no one gets hurt. But what if someone got shot and you knew you had a gun?
Well, if somebody gets shot, now you gotta get laid down. You know what I mean? Because I don't play that stuff. But like,
But what?
You know?
So someone's got to die for you to like come forward?
well, nah, not even that.
You know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying. See, when I leave, I'm gonna call the cops. But
As you're leaving or once you leave?
once I leave and get
Okay,
clear
okay,
out of
okay.
there,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
But I'm not gonna shoot him in the leg, because then he'll turn around and shoot me. And he's already shot in the leg. His aim's not gonna be that. He could hit me in the head for all I know. You know what I mean?
His aim could suck though.
I'm
And
not
remember-
taking that chance.
I don't give a who you are. You're not wielding a gun one-handed and shooting anybody. It's not happening. Your aim's gonna be totally off. Do not give me none of that nonsense and no sideways BS either. It's not
Depends how
happening.
close you are.
Nope.
If I'm this close, I could definitely
One-handed, yeah, but I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, people are not wielding one-handed guns from far away and hitting you from 15 feet.
No.
Unless they really know how to hold that thing. I'm just saying, I tried to shoot one of my pieces one-handed, I almost dropped that thing. Like, I was for real, it was too much kickback in my hand, you know? That's that 40.
What kind of gun do you have?
Man, I keep it light, man. I don't like to put it out there for real. Just know the clip's 17. It's 17 hollows, 140 grain. If you know what I'm talking about, you know those are going through anything. But I really don't like to put it out there. Like, it's crazy, like, you know, when it comes to, like, the gun laws these days and people with guns and how, like, prevalent it is in, like, the media and, like, our politics and things, it's crazy that, like, people even, like, post their guns on their social networks, like, I mean, I've done it, like, once or twice trying to be cool or whatever, but, like, you just see, like, the end of it, you know, like, the butt of the gun. Like, you don't see the whole gun, and I do that because, like, I don't want people knowing what I'm carrying on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only that, like, I've seen people, like, go buy brand new guns and, like, it's right out the hard case and they're taking pictures of it and posting it. It's like, yo, the right person, all they gotta do is, like, enlarge that and find the serial number. Someone makes a duplicate serial number, implants that one on the same type of gun, and now you got yourself screwed up. Like, there's people out there that are doing that. Like, the gun industry is one of the biggest industries in America. Like, it's just that simple. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff. You know, it's easy. You put everything on the internet. There's some things we can just keep to ourselves. You know, I mean, for real.
I feel that.
You know, I think that's one of them, and I'm definitely down with open carry.
Does that mean where you could just carry it on your hip, it doesn't have to be concealed and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that? Are they gonna do that
Where?
in Florida?
Nah, hell no, probably
That's in
not.
Texas though.
Texas is open carry, Michigan's open carry, multiple states are open carry.
Vermont.
Yeah, there's definitely open carry states, which, I mean, it's a good thing, you know. Now, let me bring this up real quick here while we still got some time here. You know, there was, like, the video, you know, you can check it out on John's page, right? You posted that one of the dude holding the M16, walking around the neighborhood, right? That was on your page. Yeah, so there's a video of the dude, he's walking around the neighborhood, and he's got, like, an M16, and he, like, they ask him, like, what he's doing, and he's like, well, I'm in my constitutional right to open carry a weapon. He goes, I'm just patrolling the neighborhood, making sure everything's okay. And, like, a couple people were, like, freaking out and stuff. Now, like,
I think that's a good idea. I think that's cool.
yeah, like, I think it's a good idea, too. Why not, right? It's like a neighborhood watch, right? But at the same point in time as this, like, you know, some people kind of backlash on me earlier when I commented in on it, and they were like, oh, well, his certifications and this and that. It's like, you're really, really on Facebook saying that right now? It's like, you people got to hold your principles and your positions on where you come from, and you have to hold that lane through everything. You can't be for, like, one thing and, like, not the other. Because the dude's all like, oh, what are this dude's, like, credentials and stuff like that? It's like, what the hell's a cop's credential? Y'all don't ever ask that question, but this guy, just because he got a badge and he's able to hold a gun and do whatever he wants, but ain't no one double check what his credentials are. So meanwhile, you got another gentleman who's standing out in the road in his constitutional right, and the neighbor only wants to allow him to do what he's doing because or the neighbor doesn't want to allow him to do what he's doing because he's, you know, apparently, like, disturbing people. And, like, you know, the guy also said, well, if he stepped foot on my property, he's getting shot. That's illegal. Like, you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point what people
It's
don't
kind of
get.
like your stand your ground law.
Yeah, but you can't. There is your stand your ground law in the state of Florida, but there's also things with it like, oh, he posed an immediate threat. What's the immediate threat? You play freaking video games where people are holding guns and it doesn't affect you, but a dude standing in front of you in his constitutional right holding a weapon, and it's a threat to you. It's an immediate, life-threatening threat. I don't believe that. I do not believe that you're going to actually look me in my face and tell me that that dude's really threatening your life, that you're scared for yourself. If you are, I mean, you need to get out there more in life. You need to experience things a little bit more. Put yourself in some rugged areas and just understand. Alright, we're back. Is he on your favorites?
I don't even have a favorite.
Like a list? Because that comes through on the Do Not Disturb. Anyway, okay. But, you know, I'm with the open carry, man. You know, I mean, if you're in your right, I don't give a damn what you're doing. If you're just in your right and they say you can do it, that's fine. Go for it, you know? I mean, I carry. I carry all the time. You know, I don't like open carry and I don't illegal carry, but I carry within the rights that I'm allowed to. You know, so anybody's willing. You know, anybody should. Now, that can that guy get charged with anything? The dude who was like standing out there holding the M16, definitely. Like, I'm sure if a cop really wanted to, could probably give him like a citation for disturbing the peace. You know, because it kind of is. You know, you're kind of making people get up off their couches, off the phones. They're, you know, exiting whatever they were doing to look at this guy who's standing outside, and they don't know what he's doing. You know, maybe if he had like just a shirt on or said neighborhood watch or something, that might pose less of a threat. But people didn't know what he was doing, and a lot of people though don't know their actual rights either. And that's like another problem. Oh, you can't do that. Actually, he can do that. You live in a state that has open carry, and you don't even understand the law. You know, and that's your own problem as a person. Anybody who, you know, lives in a state that has these types of things. And the thing with the stand your ground law is, and that's like what the whole George Zimmerman case was with the Trayvon Martin, that was all a stand your ground law issue. But like an immediate threat or like an opposed threat to your life is after someone's already physically like tried to touch you, like, or if the dude shot at you once already, like now you are like someone just walking by you. You know how many people walk by you on a daily basis that are carrying a concealed weapon? And you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And you just don't know because it's concealed. So that all those people are threats as well. You know, it's like, no, they're not. It's not a threat. A threat to that would hold up in the court of law within the stand your ground would be like if someone had shot at you already and they're still pursuing you. Okay, if they try to flee and you shoot at them, that is now illegal and it's on you. Okay, this is all correct. You can look this up. You know, and it's like, that's one of the things, right? I just had a short brain block once again. Anyway, you know, it's just, that's the whole thing with the stand your ground law. You know, there's contingencies within these things. You can't just shoot people because they stood foot on your property and they happen to have a weapon on their hand. They're not posing any threat to you. If someone hits you and then you finally be able to wield your weapon, you know, that's a threat to your life. You know, someone, you know, you walked in your house and someone had your wife tied up and you were holding as you walked in the house, that would be something you would be able to pull out and use your weapon at that point. But just to shoot people, it's just like the dude in Palm Coast that shot at the kid's car for playing Pokemon Go because they thought they were robbing his house. Like, all that kind of stuff right there, like, that dude's gonna do time. You can't just be branding your weapon and shooting it at people for no reason. And that's what pisses me off with this stuff that's online with like the memes and all that, is people get so hype over it and everyone's got so much to say on a meme that only has 3 words on it. And it's just so ridiculous how like powerful this stuff is and how much it allows people, like how much it controls people. Excuse me, that's what I wanted to say, how much it controls people. A meme with literally 5 freaking words on it. It's kind of ridiculous, you know? I mean, but that's what Facebook is. And I'm going to say it again, and I always say this, and I hear from a lot of other sources as well. Facebook is biased 110%
Towards which side?
To the left. To the Democratic side. I'm not calling out what side I'm rocking with because I just haven't quite figured it out. But from my knowledge and the things that I've heard and read upon, Facebook is completely biased to the left. So you just be careful where you guys get your information and things like that. And just if you didn't know, the left want to take away your gun rights. So that's definitely one of the issues we just definitely have to be careful for. Oh man, this life just gets crazier and crazier as our days keep going.
It is. I just want to let y'all know too, in 8 years when the 2 more elections are up, I'm going to be 35 years old and I'm running for president. Just to let y'all know.
2024.
2024.
John Robinson, President, United States of America.
Would you say need 5 to 10 million?
I'd probably say 5 to 10 mil. You could probably hustle that out here and there, make some investments, and definitely fund a campaign. I'd say that's the biggest issue, unless you have donors. But how do you have donors without being a politician? Remember, we were trying to do this without prior being a politician, right?
Right.
Right. Well, maybe by that time, dude, like, we could talk to some of these businesses we worked for back in the day, like Budweiser and stuff, and they could take care of us.
Definitely.
You know, talk to Pinch a Penny and stuff. It's a pretty big corporation.
I want to do a little bit of the NFL pickups too.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna tell y'all who's gonna win. Cardinals are going to beat the Bills. Raiders and Titans, that's a close one. I'm a Titans fan, but the Raiders are good. And it's in Tennessee. I'm going with the Titans. Dolphins are going to beat the Browns. Ravens are going to beat the Jaguars. Lions versus Packers. Packers aren't looking good, but neither are the Lions.
Packers.
Packers it is. Broncos, even without DeMarcus Ware, they're going to beat the Bengals. Panthers are going to put a smackdown on the Vikings. Sorry, Brett Gordon. I think the Redskins are going to beat the Giants. I think the Giants aren't all they look like, and I think the Redskins are more than they look like. The Rams are going to beat the Buccaneers. The 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks. The Chiefs are going to beat the Jets. And I think the Chargers are going to beat the Colts. I think the Steelers are going to beat the Eagles. Cowboys are definitely going to beat the Bears.
Drew Brees.
And Falcons are going to beat the Saints.
Saints are beating Falcons.
Falcons are going to beat the Saints.
Whatever. Drew Brees.
Hey, man. I think that's all I got for tonight, dude.
Yeah, you want to wrap it up and bring it home?
For sure, dude. But
Cool.
yeah, definitely.
It's been real, people.
If you guys can go on the Outside Theory
Facebook page
and like it and share for us, please share this.
You know?
Like, you know, if you're watching or whatever, just the share button's right there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people hate on the share button, but it's literally
It's effective.
right there. Just press it, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on. Like, is it for
You know,
real?
you can post it on a friend's page, a family's page. It doesn't have to be somebody local to the area if you live in the same area as us. Let us know. We're really trying to, like, get this as, you know, a real podcast out
Right.
there and make it one of the contending top, you know?
And give us some, like, negative feedback, too, because that's the
all
most, you know,
feedback.
hey, you guys say too much. You say like too much. I like when people tell me that. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Which I do.
you guys need to stay on topic or stuff or what, you know, just let us know what's up.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate the love, the views, the comments,
For sure.
you know?
Mhm.
All right, we out.
All right.